Dag, dumela. O amohetse mo moketeng wa tsa bonono wa Freistata. I am Boitumelo Mohutiwa, and I am here with Michelle, who is also director and writer for her play Refraction. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
It's really lovely to have you here.
It's great being here. Thank you. I saw that on a news segment once. You have to say it like that. Cool.
Would you please tell us a little bit about your play?
All right, so a bunch of social workers from the Free State area came to the collective and they said, you know what, they're just plain gutful of the way they're being portrayed on television. And so they asked us to just create a platform for where they can sort of speak their truth and sort of show socialite in a better light, or maybe a more truthful light. So what we did was we went to go conduct interviews with social workers, and then because they need to remain anonymous, we took their monologues out of there and then gave it to actors, and then they recreate that character, so that there's sort of a truth to it, because they can't be on stage, of course, because they have to protect their identity and so on. So we did that.
Wow, sounds like a very interesting play. How many cast members do you have in your play?
We have 3 people. We have Yanni Mare, Teddy B. Mhlambi, and Ria Makone.
Nice. So this is obviously the first time the show is performing, and do you have any other plans maybe that you want to take it out there?
Well, we'd love to spread the message everywhere we go, and maybe interview a few more social workers in every district and have them tell their stories as well and share that with the community.
Such a different way to put a play together, doing interviews and then adapting that into monologues. What was the difficult task during the whole process?
I must say it's difficult for me to just conduct interviews. I don't know how you do this, and I'm very nervous at the moment. It was really hard hearing the stories. It was really hard listening to them and hearing that sometimes there are mistakes, sometimes things go wrong, and sometimes things go right, and these are things that they just want to share. They just want to talk. So it was actually like a really great opportunity to do something like that. And I could have easily created a production and added spectacle to it and so on, but it would take away from the truth of their stories. Realizing that it stood as a play by itself was very important. So started researching Anna Devere Smith. She's an American actress and playwright and writer and all that sort of thing, where she does the same thing. As soon as there's sort of an uprising or something, she goes and interviews people, and then she puts that directly on stage as is, leaves no sort of build up in the story. It's very documentary style theatre, where it's just the reality placed there, and the audience is no right or wrong or message or anything. It's what you take from it in that moment, your community talking to you.
Sounds really cool. So take us through what the set would look like. What would we kind of expect? A sneak peek of some sort?
Well, it's very, very similar to your set right now, actually. It's very interview style. It's as if the audience is part of the conversation that's happening. So, they'll have to come and see.
Cool. So how did you work with your actors to get into the certain characters that you guys were interviewing? What was that process like?
So we were studying monologues, and then we had to study exactly, first read through it and then make notes of where are they breathing, and then make notes of where are the inflections, what is the accent maybe, if you can get that right, and that way it was scary how they started looking exactly like the people they were interviewing. And I have people of color in my cast playing Afrikaans women, and it's ridiculously good. I can't believe how amazing that actually was to experience. So I'm very proud of my cast, and I'm very proud of what we came up with. It was a massive gamble, and I think it's going to pay off.
I think it will. I really do. So how long have you been working on the play since you had to conduct interviews? I'm sure there were a lot of challenges when people were available. And
luckily I have a great friend at Child Welfare, and she organized the interviews for me with people that were willing to share. So we started in March already with the interviews, and then we only started rehearsing by end of May.
Sure, must have been intense.
Yes.
So as the director and the writer of the play,
it wrote itself.
Well, it wrote itself. You put it together.
Looks and good together.
So, what is your expectation? What do you think? How do you think your audience will receive?
Well, for me, from the beginning, I had no idea what a social worker really was. I thought they're the bad guys that go remove the children and place them somewhere in shame. And it was very interesting for me to learn what a social worker actually is and what they actually do in the community. I mean, everything they do is behind the scenes, and they don't get acknowledgement for it. They get nothing, and they don't want that either. But as soon as they're portrayed on TV in a negative light, that's millions of people seeing them as a joke.
Yeah.
And that's just something we want to eliminate. So I hope whoever comes and watches, anyone with children, mothers, nieces, everyone, to realize what these people are actually doing in a community and how we can get involved with that.
That's such an important story, actually, because we do have like a one-sided vision of what a social worker is.
Yeah, definitely.
So when is your show performing at the Freestad Arts Festival?
We're performing on the 12th and 13th of July at 8:30 p.m. and on the 14th at 5 p.m. in the rehearsal room.
Awesome. Definitely looking forward to seeing such a show.
And it's only 50 Rand.
So people have to come and see
Yeah, and the
this.
proceeds go to the kids. So
Yes. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's really, really amazing. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
thank you for doing what you're doing.
Oh man, it's a
It
pleasure.
sounds awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's all we have with Michelle today. And definitely, please catch the show Refraction at the Freestad Arts Festival. Thank you for tuning in, guys. See you.